Hello, welcome everyone to a new segment here on the channel. Welcome to Zatsudan or Nah-tsudan, the show where we will determine if the series will get a long review throughout the entire run, or if we just cut it off here and do something else on the weekends. I'm, of course, your host with the most, the mercenary with the kicks. Coming to you from 2286, call sign Henshin. Hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend so far. Hope you guys are doing great. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Finally fixed some things going on in my life, so I think everything is going good. I didn't talk about it yesterday because, things are super important over here. But here we're a little chill because, we're on the verge of something new, right? And we're about to find out if that new thing is going to be worth dedicating time and attention on the channel to, right? After the trash fire that was Super Space Sheriff Gavan Infinity, I'm very wary about the next installment in Project Red. I am very wary. To the point that I'm going in with my expectations set super low. This is us going in expecting the worst, and hopefully we get something better than that, because expectations have been set. The bar is in hell. To give you an idea, the bar is in hell. So anything above that will be good, but the question is, will it be good for us? Will it be good enough for us to continue watching it for weeks on end? Because again, even though Gavan was only 23 episodes, who's to say that Omegahorn will be that too? Who's to say that we won't be getting 50 episodes? This is the one series that goes for long. You know what I mean? So it begs the question, what can this show give that will make me want to stick around? What will this show give? Will it be different from Gavan? Will it be the same? These are the questions that we need to be asking. These are the questions that we need to be wondering. Because here's the thing, because Gavan has not given us a lot. It was literally the epitome of a piece of shit with sparkling nuggets in there, right? Polish a turd, it's still a turd. It really didn't give us a lot to go off. And it doesn't give us a lot of enthusiasm going into this new one. So we're here today to make an executive decision. Do we give Omegahorn a proper shake, or do we say fuck you? That's a question we're here to answer today. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go into our cinemas and let us get ready to partake. Shall we? Welcome, one and all, to the Henshin Cinemas once again. And it is time for us to give our judgment on what is to come. It was so rushed in mid. Yeah, Gavan was horrible. The question is Omegahorn the same? So we're about to find that out once and for all here, because this is very much so could be a turning point for Project Red, or it cannot. We're making snap judgments just off of the first episode. So we're going to be looking at that. We'll also be looking at any further factors in the back that could affect the decision, and then we'll ultimately come to a final decision. So I think, without any further ado, let us see where the next record of extraordinary dimensions takes us. Let's see if it actually will improve upon what has been set in stone or if it's just more of the same. This is Kakusei Hunter Omegahorn Episode 1. Let's get it. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I'm realizing the audio is not coming out of the right device. Hold on. Audio device. Where you at? I'll put you here for now. Okay. All right, here we go. Boom. Freaking giant monsters. The battle of the Gao Rangers. Gingaman, if you will. Megahorns. In the ancient past, humans worshipped them as gourds. They're different color, but they're the same species. There was one Megahorn who stood them all, Enkaku. The device has existed since time immemorial. Their age came to a sudden end. The meteor struck! The story was already super ancient. And then came a man who thinks he's Ash from Pokemon, but with a cool front faceplate. Woo! You call that the Age of Omega. Just because Omega is what it says on the stone fragment. Yeah, not giving us a lot to go off of here, are you? The hat, though, the hat. Kakusei Hunter Omegahorn. Extreme sports! Running through puddles! Spelunking! Mountain climbing! Ash could never! Is he about to punch up the wall? Oh! Bruce Lee punch! Egor Gear. We lack creativity. Eh? Jetpack, let's go! Shout the flame. That's an interesting name. Dokukaku. It's Pokemon on steroids. The fuck is this? Wait, you're just gonna sell the Igor gear?
これくらいだね。
待て待て、こんだけ？
お客さんハンターなんだろ？バトルで使えばいいじゃないか。
俺ハンターはハンターでもトレジャーハンター。エゴルギアは俺にはお宝の一つだよ。
Oh, there's the thought.
いいや、売った。
入金を確認しました。
Whoa! Oh god. Why am I getting Bulk and Skull vibes from this dude?
ハンターの方で買い物変か？
いや、そう言われましたです。
Alas!
俺がこの町守るっつんだら、飯も何もかもただ。それが嫌やっちゅんだらさ。
Wait, what? Oh, shit. Get that man a sword.
おじさん、ハンターバトルしようよ。
Oh, shit.
私正直者だから、おじさんみたいな嫌なやつ見ると黙ってらんないの。
おもろいないえ。町の皆さん、私の強さ、しっかりとご堪能ください。
Dude, you look ridiculous. Number one battle!
ギリッギリ前にしてやるよ。
俺は鎖玉の講座。俺が鉄拳一発分前したら、どんどんそれが線は落ちるっちゅうハンターや。
This,
それ自慢？
I hate the vibe that I'm getting.
生意気を取れんのも今のうちや。確定表示せよ。
Shakaku! What's happening? We're watching the first episode of Omegahorn, and we're gonna determine if we're gonna review the whole series or not just by watching it. The reason it's blurred like this is for copyright purposes. Zankaku! And they become weapons! Okay, the Megahorns become weapons. That's interesting. You have to worry about it. I can give you like a general idea of what they're saying. They're about to have a battle, like a hunter battle where their weapons are infused. The one guy's got a mace, the girl's got a sword, and she is doing some crazy shit. You can kind of get an idea of what they're doing, but I can like go ahead and give you like a general idea of what they're saying. Ball and chain coming up. Oh, I'm sorry. And it was cut in half.
あんたの負け。ルールだからね。エゴルギアはいただくよ。
いや、助かりました。ぜひ俺に宴など。
もういいのに。当たり前のことしただけだし。
でもせっかくですから宴を。ね、ね。
He doesn't. Yeah, he could give two fucks.
あの方くらい要領よくありたいものです。
You made that thing and it gives you lip. What the fuck? His only opponents are the ancients. What the heck?
お前の残り待ってろ。全部集めて完全体にしてやる。
He's literally trying to find a puzzle piece. Or not a puzzle piece, a place to put his puzzle piece in. He's trying to find out where it goes. Because I guess he's expecting like a... He's not a hunter like the ones we just saw fighting. He's a treasure hunter. So he's just looking for shit. He's looking for shit to sell. So like, he doesn't give off protagonist energy yet.
スキャン完了。ここからかなり下に大きな空洞があります。 ただしそこに至る通路的なものは確認できません。
よし、ハンタータイム。
変身いたします。
あ、ここだ。
Just punch it. Fuck history. Punch it. This world isn't interesting.
全身骨折していました。
だな。
You think?
あ、
The suit apparently protects his bones. But it's not even that much of a suit. It's just like, I think it's the same outfit he was wearing. It's just like zipped open.
あれは。王手だ。
King in check. Wonder what that phrase was about. Whoop.
これ覚醒器か。
現代の覚醒器とは違いますね。古代の人が使っていたものかもしれません。
There he is. Enkaku. I wouldn't do that if I were you.
なんだこれ。
Oh, he been teleported. Fire.
ここ。うわ。拡充。
It speaks. I am Enkaku, king of the Megahorns.
似てる。これはお前のことか。
Indeed, 'tis I.
超古代が俺と喋ってる。石板の謎が一つ解けた。
Your ego stirs something in my soul. Your unwavering dedication to your own path. I will engrave my name and your name into my heart. Fire!
俺はシャウト。炎のシャウト。
It's befitting of one who would fight by my side. I name thee Captain Omegahorn! Oh!
キャプテンオメガホーンよ。
Wait, what?
我を導け。
誰だよ。
我は核獣王遠隔。
Okay, he takes a human form! Okay, that's cool.
人間になれんのか。あのな、俺はシャウト。キャプテンオメガホーンじゃねえ。
我が角に触れた者、我と共に戦う定め。核獣の時代を築き上げるために我を導け。
やだよ。俺は
No way, man, I got stuff to do.
我を呼び覚ましたのだ。導け。
だから関係ないって。俺は一人で行きたいの。超古代の謎を全部解明したいって夢があんだ。白獣ならエゴルギアに帰れよ。
Wow, this guy's a dickhead.
我らエゴルギアなるものに封じられていたのか。
シャウトが今のこの世界を見せてあげてはいかがですか。
なるほど。今を見せるか。
これは何か。
後で説明するよ。世界の今を見せてやるから。ついてこい。
So, interesting. Woo! Bumper! Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Some world building.
絶望のイバル閣下ご来臨
Give out the devastation.
どけ
Fuck you! He just boots him out of the way. Geno the Calamitous. Berzer the Wing Leader. Give out the devastation. Bro, what are the vibes I'm getting off you?
者どもまた来た
Zatsudan Kaku.
非道のバーサー守備を語れ
麗しき閣下のご命令に従い南の無法なハンターたちを討伐してまいりました
The vibe that I'm getting here is like of this whole arena.
我が軍門に下るとの申し入れありこれを受け入れてございます
Reiji the Ironclad! There's our boy! There's Gavan!
鍛え直してやる
There's Gavan Infinity!
強きハンターたちを束ね民草を守るそれが我らイバル連合です
To protect the people, yet you're called the Evil Alliance Zetsu! Excuse me?
どこだろう無法者のハンター
でもなんか思ったより平和そうじゃない？
ね
だからレンジでチンすりゃ簡単に冷凍食品が食べれるっつってんだ。
レンジでチンとはなんだ？
見て見てあの拡声器あの人ハンターだよねえ昨日この街で暴れてたハンターってお兄さん
違うよ。それなら昨日決着ついてる。
あなたがやっつけたんですか？
俺じゃないよ。
バトルだ
あ
私たちの経験値になれ
Oh, fuck off!
娘、バトルとはなんだ？
お前ちょっと黙ってろって。
バトルとは今の世界において一番の特筆すべき風習です
おお、ならば者ども、見せてみよう。今とやろう。
仕方ないな。
But he doesn't have a weapon. That's the question there.
はい世のため人のため
世界最強を目指して戦う。揃って耐えれる双子のハンター。
強胆のエイル
強直のある。いざバトル。
へえ、双子のハンターか。
バトル初めてそっちも名乗って
俺は炎のシャウト。
この者はキャプテンオメガホーンだ。
キャプテン。まあいいか。今だけだからな。
Hmm?
総合の人生者覚醒せよ。
It's a pug! It's a fucking pug!
でっけえ。
図が高い。
何お前急に？
いや、お前様も続けよ。
Genuflect.
見せてくれ。
見てろ。バトルすりゃいいんだろ。ハンタータイム。
Okay, the henshin sequence kind of slaps, not gonna lie.
よし行くぜ。へっうわ
生身で確実と戦うの
だからって手加減しないよ。行け、合格。
This will be interesting.
さてとここだ。
Oh!
合格は右と左に分離して
Okay.
フォーメーションバトルができる双子仕様私たちにぴったりの拡充よ
This guy's ballsy. I will give him that. Okay, fart jokes, great.
シャウト、このスーツはバトル用ではないので体を保護することはできても拡充のパワーにはかないません。
マジかよ。
我がエゴルゲを使え。
やるしかないか。
Oh, sweet. Here we go, baby.
鼓膜に力を入れろ。覚醒せよ。拡充をエッガー。
Holy shit! Okay, here we go. Here we go.
あの大きい人今何がどうなってんの？
豪華ぶちかまった。遠隔行け。突っ走れ。行け豪華。避けろ。
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is way better than any Pokemon battle. This fucking rules. I will be perfectly honest.
大手だ。決めろエッガー。姿か。
Genuflect, baby! Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That fucking ruled.
これはちょっと気持ちいいかもしれない。
He's coming around, baby.
あの拡充何者？なんで人間に慣れてんの？返してくれるの？
俺はトレジャーハンター。お前らとはルールが違うんだ。そいつは二人の仲間だろ。いいよな。
認める。合格よ。強くあれ。
That's amazing.
またバトルしてよ。キャプテンオメガホーン。
いや、だからそれは今だけなんだってば。
それでよい。我と戦ったお前様は紛れもなくキャプテンオメガホーン。
Undoubtedly. So there's a lot of moving parts here. There's a lot of moving parts here to this.
あれはバトルに燃えた。これが今か。
今はハンターの時代って言われてるからな。でも俺が目指すのはバトルじゃない。
Battles aren't what he's working towards. Oh!
お前にも手伝ってもらうぞ。お宝探しだ。
Wait, what? They found Reiji's ship! What the fuck?
覚醒ハンターオメガホーン。
みんなのお宝返してもらうよ。
覚醒せよ絶縁核。名乗れキャプテンオメガホーンと。
行くぞハンタータイム第2話示せキャプテンの
They all gathered up there! There they were! Luminescent Omegahorn, there they were. So this is the continuation of Gavan, in a way. Okay, we need to dissect this. Hold on. Let's head back. Let's head back here. So. Oh, shoot. Hold on. It's stuck. There we go. So, let's dissect this piece by piece, shall we? Turn that down. Let's take a moment to think about this, right? So, I don't think it's fair at this point Like the kaiju versus kaiju battles. This episode was so rushed. Now, okay, so I have my enjoyment and I have my gripes, right? As a first episode, this was a pretty damn good establishing episode of all the players involved, right? I feel like it did a good job of kind of like noting the factions. The fact that Reiji is here, Rage the Ironclad, this is what gives me pause, right? For what it's worth, like, we established the evil organization who is parading as, like, the protectors of the world. We're learning about who is going to be the secondary characters, Giri Giri and the two twins. They're going to be, like, hounding Captain Omegahorn throughout the whole thing. That's their thing. That's their thing. And, of course, Enkaku is, like, the Pikachu of it all. But my whole thing with this is that you've established everything, but there's a certain vibe this show gives off, and it's not a vibe I gel with. The free episodes? Like, okay, so here's my thing. I'm making a snap judgment now because I don't want to get too far into the show only to be disappointed, right? I mean, it could be a chance of, I give it a few episodes and then like, I'll pass a judgment. But I have to pass a judgment now because either I'm wasting your time and mine, or this is actually worth pursuing. The vibe of the episode itself is really good. Hello, Ivy. How you doing? The vibe of the episode is really good. The problem is I'm already seeing issues. And it's the fact that you're already leaning into Gavan right off the rip. Now, it's not too weird, Suad. It's not too weird because that's normally how Monster Hunter shows go. Normally they will find the beast that will... They will find, like, the monster that vibes with them the most and then, like, immediately make this. So it's not unheard of. My problem, though, is that we're already pulling the trigger on the multiverse shit. And that's my biggest concern. The fact in the preview we already see Luminous and Bushido already. Like, they're not letting the show breathe. They're not letting the show breathe. They're immediately bringing in the Gavans. Immediately. So, to that end, I ask thee, why? What are we talking about? We're talking about the first episode of Kakusei Hunter Omegahorn, Ivy. We just watched it. And I'm giving my thoughts about it and whether we're going to make it a full-on review show. And if they had like let the Gavan thing breathe, like if they let Omegahorn live on its own for maybe like a few episodes, maybe like 4 or 8 episodes, and then bring Gavan in, because you should be building intrigue as to why Reiji is here, why he's posing as Reiji the Ironclad. Why is he doing this? There needs to be more built on that, but you're already bringing in the Gavans, which already tells to me that y'all have no trust in letting that story build itself. This would have been perfect if not for the fact that you pretty much not only showed the Gavan ship, not only did you show the Gavan ship at the end of the episode, but you're now showing that Luminous and Bushido are going to be in the next episode. You have fucked up by doing that. And while this episode feels great in what it is now, that is already a looming thread that is going to tell me you're about to fuck shit up. So, I did a little digging, right? As I did with Gavan, I took a look at who's writing this stuff, right? The writer for this episode is Atsuhiro Tomioka, who wrote a good chunk of Gavan Infinity's episodes. He wrote the first 3. He wrote the introduction of Black Gavan. He wrote the second Luminous episode. The introduction of Ninja Gavan and the subsequent episode. He wrote the Truth of the Universe, where we meet Death Gavan again. And then he wrote the final 4 episodes. He was the only one to maintain some sort of coherence in Gavan, as weak as it was. Here's my issue with this. He's not going to write all the episodes, which means there is a very much strong proponent for literally what happened in Gavan. The writers were not communicating with each other, and they literally did whatever the fuck they wanted, which led into a show with bizarre pacing that ultimately made no sense and had no longevity in terms of storytelling and just overall, like, plot lines. This is what concerns me the most. And they didn't give us a backstory on Shout and why is he doing this. I'm willing to look past that if they reveal it in a future episode. I'm willing to look past that. But the problem is that right now, we have a lot of recipes that are screaming, we have no confidence in this. Like, you're literally about, like, the way it's going to be set up, you're literally about to do literally the same thing you did in Gavan. You are literally about to present us a situation where it's going to be disjointed. It's going to be, there's no communication amongst the staff. So they just end up doing whatever the fuck they want to the detriment of the story. A lot of things never get cleared up. And now to add on top of that, you have no confidence in the show standing on its own. So you're using Gavan Infinity, or more accurately, you're using Bushido and Luminous as a crutch. Now, could it be that you're actually going to continue to tell the story of Gavan Infinity throughout it? There's a lot of questions there, but the problem is that you called on them too soon. You're not letting the story, the show itself, breathe. And that is my biggest concern. If you don't let the show breathe, let the show live on its own 2 feet, Project Red is doomed. Because you're now relying on Gavan as a crutch. And then every subsequent one will rely on the previous generation as a crutch. Not to tell a damn overarching multiversal story. I'm trying to be as positive as I can, but you have to look at the writing on the wall. It's blatantly evident that, like, Project Red as a whole is not going to have, like, oh, this person who penned this is going to be working on this series. No, it's going to be the same writers for the whole damn run. And the episode was weird because they were throwing in all the characters so quickly instead of waiting until episode 2. If episode 1 was about Shun and Kaku, would have been better. I agree. Like, if you're going to give us the whole thing about Shun and Enkaku at the start, you could have easily introduced the twins in episode 2. Like, this could have just been a setup, right? You already set up how battles work at the start with Giri Giri and that fucking Bulk and Skull looking motherfucker. So, like, it could have ended the episode, could have just been halfway through. Once he found it, it could have just been him showing Enkaku around society. And then maybe you preamble the battle at the end and you start episode 2 with the twin battle. Just so we get a better idea. You rushed you established who we need to be keeping an eye on, but, like, You're already rushing into things with no rhyme or reason. Literally, the combat of the show could have waited an episode for the sake of telling a story about showing Enkaku the world as it exists now. But you rushed it, which leads me to believe that this leads me to believe that, one, this show is also going to get 20-something episodes. And two, again, the writers just scrambling. I feel like this could have been better. It's, for what it is, it was a good episode, but if you can see the writing on the wall, this isn't going to be very enjoyable in the long run. Because all it takes is one episode to fuck it all up. Right? So, to me, I'm here to give y'all my judgment. And my judgment is, it's a no from me, dog. I can't go through what we went through with Gozyuger and Gavan again. I cannot. I don't want to put myself through that, because if I'm in pain and you guys sense I'm in pain watching something, this shit is not enjoyable anymore. Because I'll be angry the whole time. I'll be ranting. I will be just lamenting everything, and I don't want to put y'all through that. I put y'all through that with Gozyuger. I don't want to do it again. Gavan, for what it was worth, was still had a one-up over Gozyuger, but it still had the same issues. Omegahorn, knowing everything we know, and by the pacing and everything, leads me to believe that we might be in for more of the same, and I'm not willing to risk that. I'm not willing to risk putting myself through that kind of torment. So this is a Nah-tsudan for me. Like, we're not going to review the show. We're not doing it. Yeah, like, so you get it, right? Like, you kind of understand where the pacing needs to go, but instead we've already got the Gavans appearing in episode 1 of all things, and then they're pretty much taking over episode 2, so crutch. I cannot genuinely continue to review this show for my own mental sake and for y'all's sake as well. I'm not going to do it. I will continue to watch the show in my own time. And what I think I will do is, when we get to the end of Omegahorn, I will make a video summing up my thoughts. And then from there, to see if anything changed. And then we'll do like once the series is over, we'll do a retrospective video about all the episodes. I'll take notes throughout. And then when I make that video, I'll literally touch on everything, where everything went good, where everything went bad, and if overall the show is enjoyable. But I will not be reviewing the show live. Because, again, in the moment, it's giving the same thing. I said this on Twitter about Gavan when someone asked about it, is that the show feels good in the moment, but afterward you just feel robbed. And unfortunately, Omegahorn's giving the same symptoms. So I will not be reviewing the show live. There will be no Sunday Zatsudans for the next few months. I'll be figuring out what I will be doing on Sundays going forward. But I'll be posting it later this week, but I will not be reviewing Omegahorn. I hope you guys will understand where I'm coming from by me explaining this to you, and I understand a lot of people may not agree with me because it is a snap judgment. It is because that is coming literally after one episode, but I have to make an early call. I don't want to dedicate 5 episodes and then call it quits, because then I feel like I'm already in. So I have to make a call now. We're not pursuing this any further. If you guys want to see me like react to episodes in some way. If an episode gets a certain reaction out of me, I'll probably say something about it on Twitter or Blue Sky. But there will not be a live review. We'll probably do a video at the end of Omegahorn where we touch on everything, or after the end of Omegahorn. And then for the next iteration, we'll do another Zatsudan or Nah-tsudan and see where it goes. For the installment after Omegahorn. But just off of this, I'm going to tell y'all, man, Project Red is not looking to be the runaway hit Toei wants it to be. They need to get their act together. They need to understand that what they're doing right now is fucking up. They probably don't know yet because they're waiting for the toy sales numbers, but they need to understand that you're not selling toys like this. You're not. Your Kamen Rider toy sales will supersede everything else. Because one, this show isn't even long enough to sell someone on toys. And two, for the time they have when you bring the toys out, they end up being inconsequential within a few months. If your thought is quantity over quality, this ain't it. This is not it. So by all means, like, it's not hard to write a good story. It's just exactly. Literally, Zet shows us how you can write a damn good story. And yet, these guys just seem to just be giving us the same old shit. Like, these are the same people who worked on Gozuger, mind you. Well, maybe not. No, well, some of them were from Bumbunjir, but a lot of these people came from Bumbunjir, and, like, as okay as Bumbunjir was, that was kind of the beginning of the end. Like Gozuger was literally just the nail in the coffin. And these are the same people writing Project Red. Yes, Gav was also good. I would put Zetz above Gav in terms of storytelling, but Gav did tell a good story. They're like, at this point, like, you need to get writers that care, right? Because at this point, these people just feel like they're here to collect a paycheck. There's no heart. There's no soul in this. Literally, Gavan exists for the cool fighting choreography. Omegahorn just exists for the cool monster battles. That's literally it. The setting, the characters, and everything, they're like background noise. Because they want you to buy the fucking big freaking they want you to buy the big Megahorns and the freaking megaphone and slap that on there, and the Egor gear puts that in there, and like, that's it. They just want to sell you on the, ooh, look at these big monsters fight. Now go buy our toys. That's it. Shit, man. Even like Kamen Rider, at least put some goddamn effort in their storytelling to get you to buy some toys. This shit is nothing. Look, I'm not gonna write off the show. It's just weird. They're bitter. Maybe. But I'm not gonna say that like Project Red was like an ass pull, because it definitely felt like they put at least some thought into it. And here's my biggest thing, was that literally the purpose of Project Red was, the creation of Project Red was for these writers to step out of their wheelhouse and do something new. Yet they're giving us the same old shit. Literally, I feel like Gozuger set a precedent for where we just talk a big game, but we're just going to give you bullshit and you're going to like it. Like, it's literally started with Gozuger. Oh, this is going to be Sentai's Kamen Rider Decade. Fuck no, it wasn't. And then when they started Project Red, oh, this is going to be us doing like a new ideas. We're going to bring something fresh to the table. Fuck no, you didn't. And now we're here at Omegahorn, and it's still the same old shit. Matter of fact, I haven't heard the writers even like, or the producers even try to like upsell this show. They made it sound like they were in the teaser trailers, like, oh, with the foreboding music in the background. But if you strictly listen to them, these guys just sound like they're here to collect their paycheck. Like right now, like it's early. Again, I will not be reviewing the show. That doesn't mean I won't be watching it, but like it's too early to say. Wasn't Marvelous the Sentai decade? Okay. Now, yes, they were. Decade and Gokaiger were literally like the multi-powered heroes of like their era. But Kamen Rider Decade was a very interesting beast. Kamen Rider Decade was a story that was told. Like, if you look at Zio, it was kind of like Zio learned from Decade, because Decade could only work with what they had, so it was like, okay, we're not in the Phys dimension, we're in a version of the Phys dimension. It's like they can't look at Decade and Gokaiger and see how they did that, and then look at that and do, why don't we do this for Project Red? They just are incapable. Decade and Gokaiger were lightning in a bottle. Same with Zets. This is a lightning. He's lightning in a bottle too. Like, those are just 3 series that just worked out incredibly well. Decade was literally the turning point, because of Decade, Kamen Rider superseded Super Sentai in toy sales, and Super Sentai never recovered. Decade was lightning in a bottle. Literally, Gokaiger couldn't bring... Like, Gokaiger happened before Decade, I think. If memory serves me correctly. Or were they the same year? I'd have to look. I don't remember the timeline. But Gokaiger and Decade were like such lightnings in a bottle. But Decade was so much more powerful that Super Sentai never recovered. It all started with Decade, as all things do. Once you captured lightning in a bottle, once Kamen Rider ascended, Super Sentai was dead in the water. They tried to bring it back. Like, King Oger was a solid season. Like, King Oger was possibly like the best Super Sentai season ever. But like, what came after, like, just kind of didn't. Like, I'm not. Again, Bubuja was good, but it somehow didn't capitalize enough on King Oger. On King Oger's success to bring them back from the brink. Gokaiger was after. And even then, Kamen Rider was still kicking their ass in sales. Gokaiger was lightning in a bottle, but not enough to bring it back. Gokai 2011. Gokaiger couldn't bring it back. Like, sure, the sales for that year were good, but, like, far and large, O's was already, like W had already, like, started with high sales numbers, and then O's kept it going. Like, Super Sentai was down here. Super Sentai was like down here. And then like Super Sentai, and then like Kamen Rider was like all the way up here, you know, like at this point, like, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are petty because they're not working on Kamen Rider. I wouldn't be surprised. But like, man, like, you really want something to work out, because they truly totally believed in the idea enough to put this on TV, but clearly the writers don't. And by the sound of it, the producers neither. So, you know, take that as you will. Yeah, Double literally was the nail in the coffin. Because not only was Double really good, a lot of Western fans literally started recommending to other people to start with Double, because Double was, again, another crazy circumstance where it told a damn good story, but it was easily approachable for the newer Kamen Rider fan. Because once they watched that, it was easy to follow, and then from there they could watch other Kamen Riders. They're putting more effort in Kamen Rider because it's selling more. Yes. By that logic, though, that also means that also kind of like checks out with them collecting a paycheck. Toei literally made this just to meet a quota, which is crazy to think about. Like, oh, we're not making Super Sentai, we're going to make something new, but nobody's going to care about it, so fuck it, we can just fucking coast on by. Like, literally, they changed it because they want to coast, but they didn't want to keep dragging the Super Sentai name into the dirt. So they just created something new, and we'll get Gavan in, and like some people recognize the name, they'll watch it, and then we can just keep dragging our heels. That's literally what it is. Okay, maybe not literally, but that's how it's coming off. So, yeah. And I really want this to be good. And I'm not saying it's not going to be good. Again, first episode, too early to tell. But I had to make a decision. So that's where we are. That's where we are. I've made my decision. We will not be proceeding with the Omegahorn Zatsudan. That will not be a thing. Like I said, we may come back with a video at the after Omegahorn ends with my thoughts. But one, I'm not going to say that's what's going to happen because I know me, and more often than not, if I forget, it's not happening. And two, if I feel like I have to make a commitment, it's not going to be a great product. So I'm not going to promise that there's going to be a video after the fact, but you will definitely hear my thoughts on social media. So if you follow me on Blue Sky or Twitter, you might see my thoughts there if an episode is especially great or especially egregious. So if you guys want to hear my thoughts after I watch an episode of Omegahorn, you can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at @callsign_Henshin. Even if it's just one ep, you can make judgment because it is the introduction of the show, so it has to be good. Yes. That's the logic here. That is the thought process. But again, if you guys still want to hear my thoughts about Omegahorn, if an episode is especially egregious or especially amazing, you'll hear about it from me. So follow me on Blue Sky and Twitter at @callsign_Henshin, and you can see my thoughts whenever an episode comes out, which normally will be on Sundays. I'll probably have something to say. I'm not watching it immediately because the subs don't happen that fast. But if you really want to hear what I see, want to read what I think about that, social media is the way to go. On that note, guys, thank you for coming out to this very special episode, or to the first episode, I should say, of Zatsudan or Nah-tsudan. And unfortunately, this was a Nah-tsudan. It's not happening. I want to thank you all so much for coming out. I want to thank you all so much for supporting the channel, everything you do. We just passed 1,350 subs on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate it. On Twitch, we're on 282 followers. So, by all means, if you're watching and you're looking, go ahead and give me a sub or give me a follow. Depending on the platform you're on, please. If you enjoy this, because we will keep doing this more in the future. I will be figuring out what we're going to be doing on Sundays going forward during the week, and we'll announce it on Blue Sky Twitter and on the YouTube community tab. So please keep your eyes out for that one. All right. So that being said, my Twitch people, I'm going to send you over to Crimbo. He's doing some art. But on YouTube, don't even worry about it, but on both platforms. Thank you all so much for coming out. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming out. And until next Saturday for another edition of the Kamen Rider Zatsudan, I am, of course, your host with the most, the mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2286, @Henshin, reminding you that the future is yours and yours alone to conquer. So conquer it by any means necessary. Stay safe, stay sexy, but overall, stay awesome. And I will see you all next time. Peace out!